Hello everyone, welcome to my lecture series on financial mathematics. Today I am going to discuss a capital budgeting problem. So in this discussion I am going to show how to solve this problem using Microsoft Excel. So this is the problem. ABC company is expecting to invest in a 5-year project with following expected cash flows. Investment: the initial outlay of $100,000, which means at the beginning of the project the company is expecting to invest $100,000. In return they are expecting $30,000 at the end of each year or 5 years period. So we are asked to calculate the following. Part A: calculate the net present value or the NPV of the project if the rate of return is 15% per annum. In part B: is this project profitable under NPV criterion? And in part C, what is the internal rate of return of this project or the IRR? So I will show how to calculate all these using Microsoft Excel. So first we have to summarize this data into a schedule or a timeline diagram. So I will summarize this data. So first the time period, and next column will be our cash flow amount. Then since we want to discount these cash flows to find the net present value, discounting factor. In the next column would be what is the next column? Present value. So these are the columns which we require to solve this problem. So I will wrap this text to add more clarity. So okay, so I will do the calculation part. I will input the formulas here. So at time equals 0 when at the beginning point. So what is the cash flow? It is $100,000, but a negative cash flow because we are investing 100,000 to the project. So it's a negative cash flow here. Okay. Then what about the discounting factor? We don't have to discount this 100,000 by any amount or any interest rate since it is the initial outlay at the beginning. So we don't have any discount factor. I will keep it as 0. Then what about the present value? Present value is 100,000 itself. Okay, so we are done for the investment cash flow. This is the investment cash flow. I will write it as investment. It is the investment cash flow at the beginning. So what about the return cash flows? At the end of the first year, we have to invest. We are expecting a return of $30,000. 30,000. So and what about the discounting factor? If we take the rate of discount or the rate expected rate equals what? 15%, no? 15% per annum. So if we put that in this cell, it's 15% here. So we have to discount all these return cash flows by 15% and considering the time factor also. So for the first period, we have to discount this by 1. I will write the formula. So equals discounting factor 1 over 1 plus I to the power 1, which means 1 plus I is this is the rate. If we fix this column, absolute referencing, you can use I will show how to do the absolute referencing also. You select this cell and press F4. once. Then you get the absolute referencing, or either you can type this dollar mark and we close the bracket, and to the power, since we have to discount by one period, negative this value, negative one. Don't absolute do the absolute referencing for this, because this time factor gets changed 1 to 5. So this is the formula. So this is the discounting factor. So I will keep it to 4 decimal places. You can change the decimal places also from here. So this is, I will keep it to 4 decimal places, and finally we have to multiply this value, cash flow value, by the discounting factor. Right, we are done. I will keep it to 2 decimal places. Okay. So since even though we are expecting 30,000 at the end of the project for the first year, we are getting on the percentile levy is only $26,086.96, right? So similarly for the second year, the expected value for the expected return is same. So the discount effect, if we drag this formula further, and you can see these values, this value is fixed and this is getting changed. So this is the discounting factor for the second year. If we keep dragging this formula the second year, now you can see this has been multiplied by this discounting factor. Okay, so similarly we can, since there are 5 cash flows, we can drag this up to 5 and this also to 5, since this is not getting changed a fixed value, and this formula also to 5. You can check here this value, this and this time period, and the rate of return is fixed here. Okay, and do this similar thing for this PV column also. Right, now we are done. So this is the total percent value, total PV, or we can, or else we can say NPV straight away, net present value. Net present value is what? The difference, the summation of these cash flows. So we are left with this figure, $564.65. So for part A, what is the NPV? For part A, NPV equals dollars 564.65. So that is the answer for part A. So what about the part B? Is the project is profitable? Is this project profitable under NPV criteria? Yes, because for part B, yes, the project is profitable under NPV criterion, right? Under the NPV, because, or since, whatever you can use, because the NPV is greater than 0. So what happens if the NPV is less than 0? So project is not profitable, because we are, even though we are investing, we are not getting any return. And if the NPV is 0, that means the break even. Only the amount what we invest, we are getting as a return at the end of the project. Right. Okay, so I think that's clear to you. So let's move on to the next part, part C. What is the IRR of the project? When the NPV goes to 0, we can find the IRR, that is the internal rate of return. So what you can do is, you can assume that NPV has to be greater than or less than 15%. It can't be 15% since at the rate of 15% the NPV is a positive value. So this has to be 0. So in order to the NPV gets reaches 0, this rate has to be either greater than or less than 15. That is clear, I think. So using Excel, there is a very simple method or a technique which we can use to calculate the IRR. So to calculate the IRR, we can use Excel solve. So once the NPV goes to 0, what is the rate we want? That is the IRR. So I will use the solver now. Go to data tab and you can see solve. So take solve and target cell is this cell. So we want to set it to 0. Not the minimum or the maximum, exactly 0. And by the changing which cell we are going to change, only the rate. So by changing this cell, so we can add a constraint or a condition where this cell, let's say greater than 0 and greater than 15%, let's say, or greater than 0, whatever. Let's say greater than 15%. This is startup. So let's see what we are getting. Okay, and let's solve this. Okay, the NPV reach the value 0, which means the IRR has to be somewhere around 15 point something, So since this value didn't change, so let's see if we take this as the expected value. Let's press OK, then discover what has happened. So if we expand this value, okay, previously it was exactly 15%, now it has changed to 15.24. So it's quite obvious, no, because the NPV value is a small amount, so the rate of the change, the change rate or the IRR also somewhere around 15 point something, no. So the IRR is 15.24 according to this example. So for part C, IRR is 15.24%. So, sorry, I made a mistake there. 24%. Okay, so that's it. We have solved this problem. So keep in mind that even though this 0.24% is a very less amount compared to the cash flow, let's say instead of $100,000 you invest 100 million or 1 billion, so this is a significant amount. So be very careful when you are doing calculations. Make sure that you adhere to the instructions once you're doing the exam papers. The examiners might ask to keep your answers to 4 decimal places, 2 decimal places. So use that to adhere that instructions appropriately. And all the best, and let's meet with another video. Thank you.